Hello, my name is Tom Walker. I am the founder and owner of Dreamtree. I'm also a producer, engineer, videographer. I do a little bit of everything at Dreamtree, but I rely on my people to help me out greatly.
My name's Brian Dast, and I'm an engineer. One thing I like about working here and working with Tom is that he's so open to my ideas and my thoughts about, well, what could we change? What could we do to improve things? Is everything working well? Is everything feeling good?
My name is Sarah Wolf. I am the videographer and video editor at Dreamtree. I play in a acoustic Americana duo. We're a guy-girl duo. Surprise, surprise. I'll just send Tom a text and say, hey, do you have time in the next few weeks? I have a new song. I want to, just scratch it out and listen to it. And he's always game to do that.
The vision of Dreamtree is associated with getting young singer-songwriters to be better at their craft, how to play and how to perform and how to record, because recording is kind of a skill.
We've done songwriter workshops here led by a local high school music director. What's unique about here is when you come into the space, it's very professional looking, but it's not incredibly sterile, I guess. It's a smaller space, so I feel like it's just not super overwhelming for someone coming in for the first time. Most of these kids have never been into a professional recording studio. They're giddy and they're nervous, but it seems like they get comfortable pretty quickly.
It's nice, it's intimate. There's not someone glaring at them behind the glass in an impersonal way. The acoustics are very, very nice. They're getting better with the upgrade of the studio as of late. I guess I was a little bit naive at first. I thought, like all early recording engineers and producers, I think they can do it with much less equipment. And said, I can do that. I'll just grab a computer. It's the digital age, a couple mics, a little preamp, and away we go. Well, I sort of learned the hard way that, yeah, you get, if that's your starting point, you kind of get mediocre results. So
I think a lot of people, who aren't involved in music or recording on a daily basis don't really think about that. They just kind of think, well, you get a nice microphone and you put it in front of a person and they sing into it, and that's how music is made. And it's like, yeah, but there's so much more fun stuff you can do when you're using the space and using the gear in a creative way.
My sales engineer, Ben Porter at Sweetwater, turned me on to the idea of, enhancing the studio sonically. After a lot of discussion, he mentioned that, he said, really what it sounds like to me is that, your room is just not quite dialed. And I said, what do you mean? He just goes, well, you really need the acoustics to start out right. He highly recommended Gavin and Haverstick Designs. Naturally, we went in that direction.
They had us set up measurement microphones and did blueprints of the entire room, like here's where everything is, here are the challenges, here's where we put the drums, here's where we typically record vocals, so that Haverstick could see and get a feel for the room and the way it's set up. Gavin
asked sort of what our goals were for the studio. And he said, what are some of the issues that you're experiencing today? And we were able to go through and decide what are things we want to improve. Gavin was able to tailor the report to address those specific issues. So before any recommendations were made, the report was articulating and making it very clear what our issues were. Basically, Ben was able to represent a lot of the materials for the studio, including the Flex 48 and the perf panels and the absorption panels from Acoustical Fulfillment. And the panels are beautiful. They're 4 inches thick, they're heavy, but they're easy to install at the same time. So we're really happy. They come in different fabric coverings. We were able to design not only the acoustic nature of the studio, but we were able to pick all the colors and shapes, which we were able to make the studio uniquely our own.
The form and function absolutely go together. If you walk into a room and you go, oh, this is nice, it's gonna feel better and sound better, and you're just in a better mood the whole time, and you're making better decisions. And I think that's important. What's cool about the Flex 48 is it's got 2 states. It can live, it's variable. So you can put the insert in, and it creates what they call kind of like a bubble or circle diffuser. And it also has absorption behind it. And if you take that insert off, you get an absorbent panel. You can actually tune the room to whatever you're doing, which I think is pretty cool. Also, they look cool. They look very futuristic.
And I couldn't believe, like, am I actually going to partake and do all these additions and upgrades? And I said, what the heck, let's go for it.
When I think about Brian and Tom, they are like the biggest nerds. I don't know if that adds to the story or not, but I wanted to throw that out there because I really appreciate it. As someone kind of new coming into this multimedia thing, it's nice to have resources that are extremely nerdy and obsessed with their craft.